Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Ice Talks, where we implement change every day. Hey, how you doing? This is Harold S. Reed Jr., also known as hrjr, your motivational coach. If you don't know what motivation means, motive plus action equals results, and results equals success. Listen, I'm going to do I think I'm going to do maybe 2 or 3 episodes today, so I'm going to make these very short, very brief, because I want to pack a lot of power in a small punch. So today I want to talk about another reason why people seldom succeed. People seldom succeed because they don't allow themselves to succeed. People say no to themselves long before they're rejected by anybody else. Let me go on to further say that people do not become failures because others have told them no. People become failures, again, because they say no to themselves. As human beings, we all come from the same genetic stuff. We come into this world as blank slates and empty sponges. Wherever God saw fit to drop us off on this planet, we have to make do with whatever resources we have available to us. Therefore, I submit to you that if you take an infant of any given ethnicity or nationality and raise him or her in a culture completely opposite of that infant's nationality, that infant's personality will grow and develop based upon that culture wherein which he or she was raised. So you get what you got and you rock with it. Plain and simple. That's how I feel. Now, I'll also go on to say that there's no sense in wishing you were born somewhere else or wishing you were born someone else. You are who you are, where you are, and if you're not happy with who you are and or where you are, then it's up to you to change who you are and where you live. I can practically read most of your minds right now as you're listening to this. Most of you are probably thinking, well, that's easier said than done. Or you might be thinking, well, why don't you just tell me how to do it then? Well, first off, you don't get off that easily. See, changing who you are or what your condition is not an easy thing to do, nor is it supposed to be. You see, if it were easy to go from ain't got to got plenty, everyone will be doing it, and there will be virtually no poverty in the world. But see, it's only a select few who actually realize this and put it to work in their lives. This is why I'm sharing it with you, so you could become one of that select few. You see, as for the other side of the coin, those who are thinking, why don't you just tell me how to do it then? Well, I can't tell each and every individual what he or she needs to do in each and every one of their lives. But you see, there are those people who are looking for someone to blame when beset with the setbacks that come along the way of bettering oneself. So you want me to tell you exactly where to invest your money. You want me to tell you each and every move I made on my journey. Well, guess what? That's not going to happen, because you can't make the same moves that I made. You might not be able to dodge the same bullets that I've made. Hopefully you can avoid the bullets that I've dodged entirely. You see what I'm saying? See, there's the old saying, or the old proverb rather, give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach him how to fish, and he'll eat for the rest of his life. I'll admit, when I first began my journey of improving myself, I too wanted the answer spoon-fed to me. But the more I read, the more and more I studied, the more I realized I wasn't being given fish, I was being taught how to fish. And fishing is nothing more than implementing into your life that which you have learned. So it all comes down to you. Yeah, it would be nice if someone came along and just gave you $1 million, but since that's not likely to happen, should you want that $1 million any less? Of course not. That just doesn't make any sense. If you want that $1 million, what's stopping you from getting it? I'll tell you. You are what's stopping yourself from getting it. You can get that $1 million. Now, granted, it'll take longer than someone giving you the $1 million, but I guarantee you this. Work towards it. Set that as your goal. And I assure you, you will, if you get close to it, you'll appreciate every dollar made towards it. If you eventually make it, you'll appreciate every dollar made towards it. But see, I go back to where I began this episode. Most people say no to themselves before they're rejected by anybody outside in the world. Most people say no to themselves before they are rejected by anybody in the outside world. I say to you, don't say no to yourself any longer. Say yes to yourself. Say yes to your dreams. Say yes to your goals. Say yes to your aspirations. Say yes to yourself. Because as I always say, it's not the people talking to us that talks us out of our dreams and goals and aspirations. It's the person that's talking within us 10 times out of 10 who talks us out of our dreams, our goals, and our aspirations. You deserve the best of what you could ever possibly imagine or think of or dream of. You deserve it, provided you're willing to put forth the work necessary in order to attain it. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Ice Talks, where we implement change every day.